Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some foggy conditions and fairly mild temperatures around the area this morning. I do expect that low cloud or fog layer to start to dissipate as we go through our morning time and into the afternoon. But we will see a slight breeze picking up as we move through the day today, and expecting some shower activity, possibly even a thunderstorm to move into the area as a cold front approaches our region this evening. Taking a look at the current surface analysis, we see a fairly strong area of low pressure over the Great Lakes that's going to be tracking east-northeastward, and this trailing cold front down to the south of that it will be pushing through our area again later this evening and going to bring some showers and possibly a thunderstorm through the area, and some windy conditions as well as that front pushes through, likely setting up for a windy Friday as well. Take a look at current conditions this morning. Have a vertical visibility of 200 feet, horizontal visibility of a quarter mile with that fog showing up around the area. Seeing winds out of the south-southeast to southeast around 7 knots, temperature 47 degrees. Our relative humidity is at 96%. Looking at the current visible satellite, we can see high clouds mainly streaming through the area, but underneath that some low cloud marine layer that's really stretched mainly across the coastal portions of the Delmarva Peninsula. Again, expecting that to slowly move out of the area or off the coast as we move through the morning hours and into the afternoon. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model, again, should stay mostly dry as we move through working hours today, with just some partly sunny conditions as we get into the afternoon. We'll keep the high clouds around, and we'll start to see a breeze picking up out of the south, becoming slightly breezy to breezy. So a good chance we could see a wind advisory as we move into the afternoon hours during our working hours. And then as we get past the close of business today, that's when we'll see rain showers becoming likely, particularly as we get past the 1800 local time frame. We'll see here with the NAM model a bit one of the slower solutions with shower activity moving in hour or two later, more towards 20 local, but other models indicating a bit quicker with the shower activity pushing through. And as you can see, do have some pockets of this inside the simulated radar of some more moderate to possibly heavier rain showers, and again a slight chance of maybe even seeing a thunderstorm with this activity, about a 20% chance. And then that will continue to push through until we get past the midnight time frame. Most of the precip should be pushed off the coast. Chance of a lingering shower until about 2 a.m. and then rain chances will diminish as all of that activity pushes off. But as this front pushes through, again expecting some breezy conditions out of the south ahead of that, and then as the front pushes through, those winds will shift northwesterly and become quite windy, possibly seeing gusts up to 35, 40 miles per hour behind this front. And we'll see some cooler conditions settling in as we move into the day on Friday. Friday will start off mostly cloudy with decreasing clouds as we move through the day, becoming partly cloudy to mostly sunny. We'll continue to see breezy conditions through much of the day, so likely seeing a wind advisory starting or continuing through the daytime hours for much, if not all, of our Friday working hours. Otherwise, we'll move into a stretch of some dry weather as we move Friday into Friday evening. That continues as we move through the day on Saturday. That Clipper system we've been watching that's going to track mainly north of the area. Maybe a few sprinkles at points on the northern part of the peninsula, but here at Wallops, expecting dry conditions to continue as we move through the day on Saturday. But we'll once again see some mild and slightly breezy conditions, with winds once again turning more southerly as we go into the day on Saturday. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, starting off with a red risk for those reduced ceilings and visibilities with that fog in the area. Again, do expect that to start to clear out of here, and we'll see better conditions as we pass the 10 a.m. time frame. We do have a yellow risk for winds at or above 25 knots, as we do expect some gusts possibly up to 22 knots, more so later in the morning. That's when we'll start to see some additional sun coming out as well, with just mainly high clouds as we move through our working hours today, increasing to an orange risk for those elevated winds as we get into the afternoon, as we do expect those winds out of the south to south-southeast 10 to 15 knots, gusting up to 24 knots. We'll see some mild temperatures today with a high expected around 62 degrees. And then moving into the evening time frame again, as we pass the 1800 local time frame, we're going to see those rain showers becoming likely. So we do increase pick up on a red risk for precip as we move 18 to 0 local time frame, and do have a yellow risk for lightning as that about 20% chance of an embedded thunderstorm with this activity as it pushes through. And we do have a yellow risk here later in the evening for a chance for some reduced ceilings visibilities with some of that heavier shower activity. Otherwise, as that shower activity pushes off and starts to end as we pass midnight, we do increase to a red risk for those elevated winds. Do expect those winds to shift out of the northwest, 12 to 17 knots with peak gusts up around 32 knots, and that will continue through much of the early morning hours of Friday. Tides are running slightly above normal, and for Friday, again, starting off mostly cloudy early and then decreasing clouds, likely becoming mostly sunny as we get into the afternoon. Going to see much cooler temperatures than what we'll see today, with a high expected around 55 degrees. We'll continue to see some windy conditions behind the front as well, with some of those peak gusts continuing up to 35 to 40 miles per hour. So we do keep that red risk for winds at or above 25 knots. Likely seeing a wind advisory continue. We'll see those winds settle down late in the day Friday and into the evening time frame, becoming mostly clear to partly cloudy through the Friday evening, early Saturday morning time frame. We'll see our low temperature around 40 degrees with green conditions for our weather risk. As we move into Saturday, we'll see partly to mostly cloudy conditions at times, and we'll see breezy conditions once again, but more out of the southwest with some warmer temperatures, a high back up around 64 degrees, and we do have an orange risk for those elevated winds, possibly seeing a wind advisory through the day on Saturday. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.